realize the futility of jumping on a flight without knowing its actual destination. The coalition said. Very, very quickly, because we do not want to waste time, our guest speaker is already seated. Let's go to you. Maybe you start with the introduction. Mazio Chinawata Ejiofor. Let me put it this way. These people, if you have listened carefully to this news, you notice something. Their emphasis is on not. They don't emphasize on this your one Nigeria. Their emphasis is on not. Anything that will affect the North, anything that will affect the North shouldn't join, the North shouldn't join, that, their interest. I mean, I'm saying this, I'm just emphasizing because it's obvious that there is something like one Nigeria. And if you listen to them any day, anytime, they sound the same way. The problem is ourselves. We don't pick it up. Okay? When the first political party was formed, Northern people, when they were forming their own political party in Nigeria, in one Nigeria, they formed Northern Progressive Congress. That is Congress for the progress of the Northern people, not for Nigeria, for God's sake. And so, I do not blame them. I would rather blame people who are not seeing with their eyes. Ejiofor Chinawata, welcome our people and give us a very quick perspective on that particular issue. Thank you and God bless you. Yes, I'm not getting any signal at all from you. I hope what's going on. I hope you are speaking at this moment. I can't hear anything. I do not know what's going on, but maybe we have to reconnect again. Let me do a little changeover. Let me go to Mazi Uzochukwu. Uzochukwu, very quickly, what do you think? Do you think these people are stupid? The way they are talking about their Northern people. Go ahead, very quickly.
Thank you very much, Mazi and Emina. Well, it's one thing that is clear is what lessons have we learned? We, the peoples of Eastern Nigeria, Middle Belt, Western Nigeria. What lessons have we learned? What lessons has the people other than Northern Nigeria learned from the behaviors of the Northern Nigeria? You cannot, and I repeat myself, and I will defend myself anytime, anywhere. You cannot expect to reason with a people poised for total conquest. We cannot do that. Aguiyi Ironsi tried it. What happened? And we have not recovered from that Aguiyi Ironsi's mistake till date. It is only we have to let these people know that no particular region has monopoly over arrogance and stupidity. We used to believe, or I used to think that, feel that these people don't just care. These people are just selfish or maybe self-centered. That is all about North. No, they are not just self-centered. They are putting it to our entire faces that they don't care how we feel. They don't care what our positions or how we view them. They go ahead and do what they want to say, say what they want to say, and, like they own the country, and they do. So trying to play the victim will not do them any service, will not do them any good. And if you understand their pattern, they are trying to link the whole revolutionary march with destabilization of Africa. That is not the case. The only thing that is going to be destabilized is the present status quo, which is a tyrannical position of the North over Nigeria. There is no way Nigeria will degenerate into Sudan or what is happening in Libya. They should stop deceiving themselves. They are not talking to kids anymore. And we must have to show them, we have to demonstrate to these people that we have grown, that we know what they are doing, and let them know so that before they act, they think. They know what they are doing. They can say this person is sponsoring, that person is sponsoring. We don't care who is sponsoring who. What we want is the present political structure in Nigeria to be completely overturned so that Nigerians can have a say in their lives. And when I mean Nigerians having a say in their lives is to decide what happens to them. And that decision has been made a long time ago. I do not believe in 2014 confab or anything as a solution to Nigeria's problems, because these policies were made within the problem, and the problem determined the extent of solution to be provided. What do I mean? During the 2014 confab, Jonathan emphasized that the political entity of Nigeria is a no-go area. So, as far as I am concerned, any decision, any decisions reached under that particular structure is null and void. The only structural readjustment of Nigeria has been made already before these problems befell us. And that solution was reached at Aburi. Let them go and bring the Aburi Accord and implement it, and everything will be settled. If these people do not want the revolution, let them bring Aburi Accord and implement it. So they can go ahead. They are just expressing their ignorance, and they're telling Nigerians that we are all stupid. It is up to us to accept what these people are saying or their position. You know, they are very arrogant. The man that made that statement should be in prison. That man ought to be in prison because they threatened the whole of Nigeria. Yet DSS did not do anything. All the DSS could do was to keep intimidating ordinary citizens. Nobody is sponsoring the revolution. If the North, do not want to participate in the revolution because of their current position, that is their business. But if every other Nigerians, as I urge them, participate in that revolution, that will be to the advantage and freedom and complete liberation of the people. Because the North has nothing to lose with the present structure, and they don't want it to change. That is why they are afraid. Remember, this victimhood these people are trying to play by linking the revolutionary march to destabilization of Africa or foreign influence in Africa is the same victimhood Buhari played under Jonathan. And what are we seeing today? Nigerians should have learned, we ought to have learned. Wicked people, first of all, accuse good people of wickedness so that it will remove attention on them, from them. That is what these people are trying to do. Nobody should listen to them. As far as I am concerned, Nigeria is long due for a revolution. It's either we go into negotiation or revolution will bring about a negotiation. And when that revolution starts, we hold our Aburi Accord as our document of negotiation. We don't care what these people are saying. Thank you and God bless you, Mazana.
Yes, God bless you. Very quickly, I will want to go to Jofo Chinawata. Yes, Ichediko Jofo Chinawata. Go ahead and welcome our people and quickly take a swipe on this particular issue about the North. They are talking about themselves. Yeah. Are they to be blamed?
Yes, they ought to be blamed, and they know that the fault lies with them. As Mazu Onye has succinctly explained to those who want to hear the truth and hear the facts and stand on the path of truthfulness. Yes, the North knows exactly what the game they are playing. Like you rightfully said, When they formed Nigeria, the northern part of Nigeria created an estate for themselves to the exclusion of the rest of Nigerians. Like Onye has explained, what in the hell is Nigeria thinking about when all the Nigerians, all the southeast, southwest, and everyone else in between met and had what they call handshake across the Niger? What did not do? What they do? They were lying because they no power against them. The question is, who is killing who? Who are the ones killing people? So what they are saying is that if revolution is foreign influence, because one, Nigerians cannot think for themselves. Nigerians have no idea of what they want in life. You see, they play this game, even during Nigerian Biafran war, or what I call the genocidal war with Nigeria and Biafra. Listen, they went as far as blaming the Biafrans, even though they're the one that invaded Biafra. The northern Nigeria will never take responsibility for their action. They will never, ever take responsibility for their fault or for what they have done to their people. They still blame the poverty in the north on the policies of the south. So, but the game is over now because everybody knows who is fault and who is at wrong and who is doing the right thing. Nigerians is all up to them. Now, we say these things. We say it because we are fair, and we are not only fair, but we are firm, and we are consistent in our demand for Biafra, and nothing can change that. So I was talking to somebody in at one point, and he said, "No, the struggle for Biafra is the struggle for righteousness for all Nigerians." And I said, "Really? Don't tell it to 3.5 million of our people that have been killed. Go and tell it to those widows and those kids who suffered Kwashoka. Go and tell them that, you guys were dying for and serving for was the betterment of Nigeria." And we are firm and we are consistent in our land that we want to and they want us to be one night. And the first thing they will do is to stop the killing. Thank you, my brother Neyman.
Thank you very much, and may God bless you. Of course, we will go to other news item for today to quickly bring in the guest speaker. And this one says, Miata Allah leader shot dead. A leader of the Miata Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria, Macban, has been shot dead. Siadu Kolaku was the son of vice chairman of Macban Adamawa South until he was shot dead on Saturday. His death has been described by an official of Macban and other informed persons in the state as being a possible reprisal attack. Mr. Kolaku had been assisting security operatives in tracking down kidnappers and other criminals. He was recently honored by the State Police Command for his effort. The police spokesperson in Adamawa State, Suleiman Nguruje, confirmed the incident. Unknown gunmen stormed the residence of the Fulani leader located at Sabo Pegi in Mayo. Bela local government shot him dead and left him in the pool of his blood. Following the incident, a distress call was forwarded to the police, who rushed to the scene and took the victim to the hospital, where he was confirmed dead by the doctor on duty. He said the Ngu Roger, a deputy superintendent of police, said the Adamawa police commissioner had dispatched officials of the homicide department to investigate the murder. Indeed, police received the death of the slim man with shock because of his invaluable contribution towards fighting crime and criminality, especially his gallantry in the fight against kidnappers. Command has launched manhunt and they're looking for the culprit. Let me stop here, but I mean, we brought this news for you to notice something very, very, very troubling. As in, this is somebody within the so-called MACBAN, and is helping them to track kidnappers. I mean, you need to understand what I'm saying here. He helps police to track kidnappers, and they've been successful in all the tracking. So, and here he has been killed. So the question, they said, is reprisal attack. Reprisal attack from who? From who? From the headsmen? Or from the one they call kidnappers? It's for us to learn, I mean, to again see how Nigeria looks at things when it comes to, the Fulanis and then the government. There's a whole lot of, model up. So let me go to you very quickly, our dear sister, Mwada Oziomeme. Let me come to you. What do you think? Nigeria has always been on this route of deception. They're always telling you one thing, meaning another thing. This time around, a man who the police have confirmed has been of help, of tremendous assistance to their effort, according to them, is now dead. MACBAN member, a top high-ranking MACBAN person. So what are we seeing here? Yes, Mada Oziomeme, I hope we're well connected. I can't hear anything from you. It's still muted, and we will. Yes, I appreciate if you can unmute and go ahead and give us your take on that development. Okay, let's quickly go to our brother Mazea Hamifla Okando. Hamifla, thank you. I hope, yes, you're connected with us. Go ahead and unmute and give us your own take on this particular incident that happened in Adamawa. I honestly do not know, understand exactly what's going on with the connectivity this evening. It looks like some people are not getting a message the way it ought to be. But what can we do? Some days are like that. So let's try Oziomeme again. Oziomeme, I hope by now is reconnected. Go ahead and give us your own take. Yes, Oziomeme, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, thank you, Mazia Nemene, for the broadcast today. With the MACBAN and one of them being killed, and then it's a contradiction to me, personally. Because MACBAN is the sponsor of Boko Haram and the headsmen, and so it means they are fighting against each other, if that's what they're saying is true. And now they're saying that one of the sponsors, so to say, is fighting the crime. With the deception and the corruption from the north and from the Buhari and his administration, it's really hard to discern sometimes when they are saying what is real and what is not. But in this instance, if one of them is killed, a lot of people have been killed. So what? And now they're chasing after the people that killed him, but all the rest of the people that have been killed are no human beings. So this one is special. So from me, I think it's a lesson they need to learn, that other people they have been killing are human beings too, and they have things, they have gifts to give to the world that they have been deprived of, and the world have been deprived of their gifts. So this person that is shot, and now they're all in arms trying to find the killer. Well, they need to go back and start finding the killers of all the other people that have been killed, because they are sponsoring the killers. And now it's confusing to me, seriously. It is. But in my take, I am glad that sometimes when people dish out whatever they're dishing out, you're sowing whatever you're sowing, you're going to reap what you're sowing. They're going to reap what they're sowing. They are sowing discord, they are sowing death, they are killing people. It will come to their doorstep at some point. That's the law of retributive justice. It's a law, and it's bound to happen. So now, in this case, it happened to this person. How are we sure that he's actually fighting crime? That's what they say. So I'm at loss at what to say here, but that's my take for now on it. Thank you, Mazi and Emily.
Thank you very much. You are absolutely correct. That's why we want to use this news, of course, to highlight so many things. Don't forget, last 3 weeks, the son of the Afenifere leader, the daughter of the Afenifere leader was killed, and it was alleged that they are Fulani people, and some people came and said it's not Fulani. Even Tinubu said Igbos are the ones doing kidnapping and all that, and so many other things. But recently, I mean, people were kidnapped, especially the 5 RCCG pastors, notwithstanding Adeboye is saying they are just one, it's just one, and the other 4 are just members of CCG. Whatever, he knows who is a pastor and who is not. But again, there's a development where the son of Grigory Akabok, of the famous masquerade, those home movie or whatever, where the son of that Grigory was kidnapped, and he was interviewed, and he kept stressing it's not in doubt at all, it's not debatable, they are Fulanis, and they are fully armed. They are fully armed. So now let's go to you, Mazi Ahmed Frokande. A very quick one will do. Let us know what you think, because what I'm seeing here, at some point they are calling them kidnappers, at some point they are calling them other names, criminals, they are bandits, they are whatever but to call them Fulani herdsmen is a no. Go ahead and tell us what's going on, or what you could make out of this news. Mazo Kando Ahamefla. Mazi Ahamefla, are you there? I do not know what's going on. Honestly, I am very it looks like something is going terribly wrong with this connection. I don't know what to say. Anyway, let's go to the next news very quickly. We have news, the third news item, and that news says insecurity, 86 killed, 14 abducted in violent attacks across Nigeria last week. No fewer than 86 persons were killed in violent attacks across Nigeria last week. At least 14 others were also reported kidnapped, including 5 pastors of Redeemed Christian Church of God. The major incident was reported on Saturday when Boko Haram insurgents killed over 60 persons in a funeral procession on Saturday in Borno. 3 days after the attack, the presidency insisted that Boko Haram had been defeated. Following the incessant attack, some Nigerians decided to organize a nationwide protest in the country. The protest is expected to hold in 21 cities from Monday. In a related development, the United Kingdom has warned its citizens against traveling to Nigeria on Monday because of the protests. Meanwhile, the lead campaigner of the demonstration, Omoyele Sowore, was arrested by the Nigerian secret police on Saturday in an attempt to frustrate the planned revolution. Let me go quickly to our dear brother Mazia Hamefla Okando. If you're there, unmute, but if you're not there, okay, we are going to go to Mazi Uzochukwenye. Can you please go ahead and do justice to this last news item, telling us about the planned, the planned demonstration, and of course that 86 people were killed just within last week, and about 14 kidnapped just within a week. So we can use that number to actually determine how much of the people who were killed within a year or a month, how much it could be. So that could give us a bit insight of what is going on in Nigeria. Go ahead, Mazi Uzochukwenye.
All right, thank you very much, Mazi Anemena. Boko Haram killing 86 people. You know, the funny thing is, I don't know how they come up with these numbers. If they are trying to hide anything, you know, I don't know how. But one thing that is evident here is from history, the exact number when tragedy befalls, and the people in that contraption has never been given. So, and any number they give is the barest minimum they could, you know, hide. So when they say 86, I believe the actual number could be close to tripling that number. And when they say 15 kidnapped, triple that same number. 15 kidnapped in a week, 5 RGGC members. Over the weekend, the same people, Gregory's son, there were 5 of them or 4 or more that plus other people unknown. And those shot dead? No. There's something wrong, and that thing is not new. If General Theophilus Danjuma could publicly announce to Nigerians the level of insecurity, then I don't know what else Nigerians are waiting for, or why people should be jumping up and down at the news of insecurity in that country. And mind you that before they announce people died or they killed people or whatever, it's just that they can't hide it any longer. If Nigerians get to know the number of people that Boko Haram, combined Boko Haram and headsmen, are killing on a daily basis in that country, we will marvel. But unfortunately, to be honest, the black man has a very big problem. And that is why such news are suppressed. You cannot tell me in any Western country they say 86. Imagine when they say 86 Belgians killed, 86 Britons killed. You just imagine what you think will happen in that country. Okay, look at today in the U.S. There was 2 cases of shooting. One in El Paso, Texas, over 20 people killed and some injured. There are about dozens injured. And in Dayton, Ohio. If you notice what is going on in the country,
yes, sir.
The president,
yes,
Trump, has sent out condolences. The states involved, their governors have lowered down flag to have masks. The country is in turmoil. When the number is not even half of the people reported to have been killed in a single day. People went for mourning, those that Boko Haram killed. 86. And presidency doing nothing, states, governors doing nothing, House, National Assembly doing nothing. is to let you Nigeria is long overdue for a total reconstitution and reconstruction. When I mean reconstitution, people that will, the individual nations that make up Nigeria, the regions, should go and reconstitute themselves, either individually to remain on their own or to group together based on ideology and whatever they want to, people that need to come together. So for the planned revolutionary march, I stand by it, irrespective of the intentions of the organizers or whatever it is, as long as it will disrupt the present political structure of Nigeria. It is welcomed by me. It is up to the people to group themselves together when this revolution starts and come up with whatever agenda they want. Biafrans could use that opportunity to grab Biafra when the structure, political power structure has been decimated. We now reemerge as a people. Oduduwa people can captivate on that and have theirs. And let us see where these Northerners, how they will come again, or whether the Britain will come and fight again directly, which is what we are waiting for. The blood of Biafrans that were massacred in a dark, cold, genocidal war orchestrated by Britain. Remember, their prime minister said it don't matter if it costs 500,000 Biafran lives. All he wants is for the oil to resume flowing. It is only a fool that forgets. Britain knows very well that Biafrans have not forgotten their position in that war that affected almost every family in Biafra land. So my position is the revolution is a welcome one to disrupt the current political structure. It doesn't matter what the intentions of the organizers. Nigeria needs to be reconstituted. People need to decide their fate and destiny. That is my position on that. Any other thing anybody is talking about it, well, everybody is entitled to their own opinion, but any opinion that continues to bind Nigeria by force is rejected by me, and I know that Biafrans will reject that position. What we want is a system where, as Britain is negotiating Brexit, Biafrans are negotiating Biafra. And if this revolution will orchestrate that opportunity, good and good for us. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you, Mazi Uzochukwu. Let me go to Mazi Ejiofor Chinamata. Ejiofor Chinamata, what do you think? 86 killed just within a week, and they are saying as well that 14 others were kidnapped. How will you align this? And do you think it's true? And if it's not true, what can we do? Biafrans are equally not happy. Many Biafrans have been kidnapped within this 1 week we're talking about. The 5 RCCG kidnapped, they're all Biafrans. And there is another incident involving another 5, I think, 5 Biafrans, but I'm sure of 2 of them that are Biafrans. And so, what are we, or what should we do at this point in time? Ejiofor Chinamata, go ahead. Yes, I'm not getting any signal from you. I'm discovering there's some problem somewhere, very serious one, and we have to address it after today's broadcast. Yes, we have to address it. Ejiofor, I need to do a return match for you. Yes, I think a return match will do. That will allow you to, of course, get reconnected. I believe there's some problem somewhere. Go ahead. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Ejiofor, you are now muted. You just unmute your phone and then speak.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Go ahead. Thank you very much.
Yes, the thing I was saying is this: Biafrans are extremely fair. We have a mantra. And that is that we must be fair in all our affairs. Everything we do, we must be fair. But there's something the rest of Nigerians are forgetting. They are forgetting that even though we are fair, we are firm when we agree on something. And we are consistent when we demand something. That is what the rest of Nigerians are forgetting. Yes, I believe that there are more people, not just the numbers mentioned in the papers. There are more people. We cannot forget the Ezu River killing. We cannot forget all the Python dance killing at Afaruku, Ibeku. We cannot forget all the missing Biafrans that have been killed and put in mass graves. We cannot forget all that. Nigeria presents death. Nigeria presents misery. Nigeria represents nothing else but mayhem to the people of Biafran. Nigeria represents a graveyard for most Nigerians who are actually in opposition to Hausa Fulani. But one thing is clear, that internal colonialism or black on black colonialism does not work. Ethiopia has been able to prove that with Eritrea. They cannot control Eritrea. Sudan is one prime example that internal colonialism does not work. If Africans are the ones that can learn from history and learn from what is happening to them, they will be able to know and learn that internal or maybe black colonialism does not work on the fellow black man. For a black man to bow down to you and believe in you or even do what you say, you must look differently. You must come of different race and different species. So if Fulanis think that they can control Nigeria forever, or if Hausa Fulanis think that they can colonize Nigeria and actually control Nigeria forever, they are sadly mistaken. The voice of Radio Biafra International is the voice of one crying in the wilderness and crying and saying to people who have ear to hear this word and hear it clearly and take it to heart that we Biafrans, the bus stop has already arrived and we are making and hoping to disembark from the so-called Nigerian state. Thank you again, my brother and Emily.
Thank you, Mazi Jofo Chinamata. And let me go to our sister, Ozioma. Ozioma, give us your take and on this issue, especially with the kidnapping, with the killings, going on. And what can we do, Biafrans? Yesterday there was rumor that something happened somewhere in Biafra, but we are not too sure for now. So let's overlook it. But for now, what do you think with all these figures rolled out by Nigeria?
Thank you, Mazi and Emina. From Nigerians' history, Buhari, his clones, and his administration, that the number is wrong. They will never give you the accurate number. If they give you a number, it's very low because they are not counting all the people from the former eastern region as part of Nigeria. So when you're not counted as part of Nigeria, your numbers don't exist. So I'm not sure they're including any people anything that happened in the East because they're not even counting them. Because I know that somebody was killed in a place close to our area this last week. So that number is off base, period. And with the vice president of Basananjo going to the U.S. Congress and telling them that it's an exaggeration, and all of a sudden the numbers are blowing up like crazy, and they're giving it this low number, 86 or whatever they're calling it. It's much more than that, much more than that. But as us Biafrans, we know our goal and we cannot lose sight of it. And as for the revolution that's coming on, it's long overdue. But what I'm saying to them is to be careful and be vigilant and see where this revolution, what is it for? But if it's something that's large enough and big enough to destabilize the government of Nigeria, that contraption, yes, because that will benefit us Biafran. that would benefit all those in the former Eastern region. So we can move out and be on our own. The place cannot be governed anymore. So that people can actually organize in Biafra and start combing the forest and getting all these headsmen, bandits, whatever name they are called, out of our area, including the governors. If they want to be with the North, let them move over there and leave us alone. We don't need them there. Anybody that's working with Buhari that close and giving up our lands in secret to them, they don't belong to Biafra. They have no interest in Biafra. If they do, they will not give away our ancestral land for nothing. My goodness, that is criminal. So for the governors, 4 of them, to give our lands out for some stupid ruga, I don't know what they were thinking of, but God bless them. The law of retributive justice is coming, and it will hit their doorstep. Anyway, my take is the number is low, and if people that are in Nigeria and they're gauging this revolution, that is something that's large enough and big enough, let them start from the east and go to the governments in their area in the east and root out all those people that are working for Buhari, because there's a lot of them there. And then that can, join with the larger group of the revolution. So that's my take. Anything to destabilize Nigeria so that we can call a spade a spade. Nigeria was never a country in the first place. It was a made-up country. So that people can go on their own and stay where they were originally intended to stay by God. So that's my take. And I'll let other people weigh in at this point. Thank you, Mazi and Emene.
Thank you, my dear sister Ozioma Eme. Of course, you have made your point. Let's check on Mazi Ahameflo. And Ahameflo, I do hope this time you'll be able to speak. Ahameflo, go ahead and unmute your mic and let's hear your own contribution on all this discussion. Mazi Ahameflo, and I do not know exactly what's going on, and quite unfortunate we couldn't get any connection with you. As it were, it's very difficult, and we will be coming to the end of this program very quickly. I will have to reconnect with our guest speaker today after this our interlude. I will have to reconnect with him for him to give us his own insight on the issue of the cattle and the Fulani people. And so thank you and God bless you for staying tuned. Let's get to our guest speaker of today, Dr. Nwokoro. Yes, Dr. Pastor Nwokoro. Yes, let's get connected with him again.
Radio Biafra International, empowering the people.
Ochenoma, Cochiladano, Ochenoma, Cochilenelu, Ochenoma, Cochiladano, Ochenoma, Cochilenelu, Une, eche une, no eche une, eche une, no eche une.
Enye sin kwade, go we to our woman, Bommy Canoro, so song. Yen, African ready protection yen. Get you Jamien, African ready protection yen. Get you Ranyan, African ready protection yen. Amanamo, hey. Oh we mago boy canaro, Papa me. Oh we to our woman canaro. Oh we nyereki my canaro. So ejena basi emanamo. Como What's it to pin up the stage? Oh, good for getting your jumbo. That's so.
You are the treasure that I seek. Chineke mo, you are the longing of my heart. Of my heart. In your presence, Lord, I belong. Abunkegi, I delight myself in you. Yes, you are the treasure.
Yes, you're still listening to Radio Biafra International today, the 4th day of this month of August 2019, and we are saying here is our guest speaker, Dr. Nwokolo. Yes, a pastor, of course, is going to look at, the issue pertaining to the cattle, yes, the cow, the Fulani cows and all the things, around it. Yes, do you think it's, something edible to eat? Well, it's all about knowing what is the makeup of the so-called Fulani cattle or Fulani cow. Dr. Nwokolo, you're welcome to Radio Biafra International. Go ahead. Our people have been waiting, and so you're welcome. Proceed, and we are here listening. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Leonard Danemena, the indomitable and the impeccable anchorman, Radio Biafra International. We are very proud of you. And I am honored today by your invitation to address my people, the Biafran people, the people of God, the family of God, God of Jacob, Jacob of Isaac, Isaac of Abraham, and Abraham of God. I am truly very blessed that I belong to this very divine family, wonderful family on earth. We are part of the present day Israel. We are one with them. I want to salute the Biafrans of the Igbo descent. I am also saluting the Biafrans of the Efik descent, Anan descent, Ijaw descent, Uhobo descent, Isoko descent. I'm also saluting Biafrans of Banke descent, Edoma descent, Igala descent. I salute every one of you, man, woman, boy, girl, child of Biafra land, the holy land of God in the west coast of Africa. It is very unfortunate what the British people did by amalgamating us with the rest tribes in Nigeria. Now, history and the current events have proved it is a great mistake and misnomer what the British people did for their selfish economic reasons to amalgamate us with these other tribes. We actually have not fared well with them. Rather, they have envied our industry, they have envied our intelligence, they have envied our resourcefulness. These other tribes have envied our makeup and how we go about our life, which revolves and rotates around the scriptures as we were commanded of old in the Bible, Old Testament, and also as we are being guided by the New Testament with the coming of our elder brother and Redeemer and Savior of the whole universe, even our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And so, for these envies, our people have been mistreated, have been marginalized, have been discriminated upon, have been killed, have been maimed, and all manner injustices, meted out on us in the contraction called Nigeria. And today I am coming up on air to discuss the current situation as touching the Fulani cows, which from history we have come to know they do not eat this cow. They regard them as fellow humans like themselves. They do not eat these cows, and but they would sell it to the Biafrans, the Oduduwas, and the Middle Belters as meat for consumption. The Fulani people would only eat hen, chicken, the lamb, the goat, but not the cow. And since our people patronize them by buying of this cow as meat, which is included in the Old Testament as one of the clean meat that we can consume. The cow is a clean meat with a hoof that we can consume. And we patronize them on this. They now decided to undo us with it. Now we have observed under video camera and other reportings where these nomads, while in the bush with their cow, will be sleeping with the cow, having sex with the cow, depositing their semen into the cow, and the semen, we understand, they put they use some of their magical incantations and wands and evil depositions in the animal, in the cow, so that when our people buy it as meat to eat, then that would begin to affect us and hold us to some kind of bondages and sickness and disease and death as a result. Recently, in Enugu market, we saw where the meat were being devoured by some vultures, and the vultures that eat this meat began to fall dead right there in the market. And some of the vultures still have the meat in their mouth, and they were dying with the meat in their mouth. And this caused an uproar in a Enugu market where our people have been called to the situation, and thank God for very intelligent Biafrans. They video recorded it. They sent them to BRM and to other media, and that now became a great eyesore and abominable situation. What I am discussing about the cow and the Fulani today is to be found in the scriptures, and I'm going to be reading from Leviticus chapter 18. And I am reading from verse 23 to 30. Let me go a little back to 22 to 30. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination. Neither shalt thou lie with the beast to defile thyself therewith. Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Defile not ye yourselves in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. And the land is defiled. Therefore, I do visit the iniquity thereof upon it. And the land is and the land itself vomited out inhabitants. Ye shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments, and shalt not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nation, nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. For all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. That the land spew not you out also when ye defile it, as it spewed out the nations that were before you. For whosoever shall commit any of these abominations, even that soul that committed them shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall ye keep my ordinance, that ye commit not any one of these abominable customs, which were committed before you, and that ye defile not yourselves herein. I am the Lord your God. This was one of the commandments that were given to our ancestors from where we sprang up and came, and we retain these words as sacred and follow them to letter in our faith and believism in God. And therefore, what are the things that are mentioned here as abominable? The sleeping with mankind as gay, as homosexuals, is abominable. Sleeping with any beast, cow, donkey, horse, goats, dog, and the like are all abominable. And the Lord God said that any that does this defiles himself and defiles the land. So as it is today, Nigeria is defiled. We know there were 7 nations that were in the land of Israel before Israel came from Egypt to occupy it. Those 7 nations were in this practice of sleeping with animals, sleeping with men. And they were abominable, defiled themselves, defiled the land, and the land spewed them out. That's why the 7 nations, the Canaanites, the Hivites, the Perizzites, the Canaanites, the Ammonites, all of them were spewed out of the land of Israel. They were spewed out, cleaning up the land for a holy people, our ancestors, to come to now repossess it and to live in it. And today it is called the Holy Land. The Holy Land. And that's what we represent in Biafra. In Biafra, we represent the Holy Land, an extension of Israel in the west coast of Africa, the Holy Land. And therefore, we wouldn't want the Fulani jumpers to come into it and defile it as they are defiling Nigeria. We don't want that. And so that was why I was so pleased when our fathers back home talking about the Ohanese and the people that represent the Niger Deltans and the Epics and the Anangs and the Jaws. They all came to an agreement and concluded that on the 21st of July, which is last month, there will be a total mass boycott on cow meat from the 21st of July, 2019, and until date. Nobody should patronize with a cow meat, buy it, cook it, or eat it, but that we would now begin to raise our local cows, referred to as ehibo, and goat, and the sheep, and the fowls, and other meat and fish. That's what will now be taken as our means of protein, but not cow meat after all. Cow meat is even dangerous to you if you can understand it. That is the red meat. The red meat has a very high cholesterol, which those that consume them suffer from, bad cholesterol and begin to fall sick and die. And so, as it stands today in Biafra land, if I am not mistaken, if my information is very correct, cow meat now is boycotted, is rejected. is no longer being patronized. And our people are no more buying it. And especially as we saw in the video recently of the vultures that began to fall and die after eating cow meat at Enugu market. I don't know which of the market, whether it is the Ogbete market or the artisan market or any other of the markets. There are many markets. There is Okonano market in Enugu. I don't know which of the markets where this, happened, but the important thing is that it was at Enugu. And so that now goes to confirm that the cow meat which the Fulanis raise and rear and sell to our people to consume is now dangerous. Very dangerous that people who eat it are subject to dying. And therefore, we are to completely boycott it and not patronize the cow meat any longer, but begin to look for other means of meat for your food and avoid the cow meat completely and entirely. You would have seen how God is talking very seriously here and venting that we should not defile ourselves and defile the land. As Nigerian land is currently defiled, may we not defile the Biafran land. It is a holy land. It is a land of the people of God. It is the land of God, the seventh son of Jacob. Jacob, the son of Isaac. And Isaac, the son of Abraham. And Abraham, the son of God. And so that land is holy. We must maintain the holy estate of the Biafran land and not allow it to be defiled by the Fulani Igbo people. The Fulanis are spewed out of their place of origin. We understand they came from Futajalo and to Mali. And then from Mali, they began to traverse all the west coast of Africa and eventually entered the north. Today, the Hausas, who were the original people of the northern part of Nigeria, which includes the southern Zaria, the people of Kafanchan, and of Jos, and of Latvia, and of Benue, and these are the original inhabitants of the northern part of Nigeria. And when Fulani people came, they quickly entered into an agreement of religion and peaceful coexistence. And the Hausas, being whom they are, kind and generous, welcomed them. The Fulani turned around to enslave them, took away their kinship, took away everything from them, and began to establish emirates, emir of this and emir of that. Before then, the Hausas will go with Sariki. With Sariki, that is their king in Hausa. Sariki, it is the Fulani that brought in the emirates. the emir of this and that. And today, the Hausas are crying. Their people have been marginalized. Their people have been subjugated. Their people are enslaved. And they are trying to do the same to the Southern Zarians and to the entire Middle Belt. And so, today, both the Southern Zaria and the Benue people, Nasarawa people, they are now trying to form their own region. And they have even written to the United Nations that they have to be carved out as a nation of their own. And they are serious in this demand. And so, Fulani is a corruption wherever they come. They were spewed out of Futajalo. And anywhere they go, they defy the land and they are spewed out. Today, Nigeria is spewing away the Fulanis. Nigeria is rejecting the Fulanis. And so, Biafrans, learn from now to begin to reject the Fulanis. In particular, I want to talk to the Eze or Igwe in Enugu State that is trying to protect the Fulanis and say that we are one with them. Igwe or Eze, whatever you call yourself, we are not one with the Fulanis. We are not one. The Fulanis are defilers of the land. The Fulanis are corrupters of the land. The Fulanis are people that would kill the people they come to sojourn and enslave them and continue to waste them away. Igwe, we are not one with the Fulanis. Do not lure my people of Enugu into believing you that we are one with the Fulanis. We are not. And the Enugu people hear it and very clear. Resist this doctrine from the Igwe and from the Eze in Enugu State. Reject it, throw it away to the garbage, to the dogs. We are not one with the Fulanis. And so, that's the way it is. God is very serious about what he's saying. Listen to what he said in Exodus chapter 22 and verse 19. Listen to what God said here. Whosoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death. That's God's judgment and command. Whoever lieth with a beast shall surely be put to death. That is God's command. And we have to stand by the command of our God. Our God that is holy, our God that is righteous, our God that is just, our God that is all-powerful, all-knowing, the omnipotent, the omniscient, and the omnipresent God is the one talking here. Therefore, anyone that lieth with a beast is to be put to death. There shouldn't be any compromise to that. Yes, whether it's a Biafra man or woman and it lies with a beast, such a person should be stoned to death. That's the word of God. That's the word of God. And so, my brothers and sisters of Biafra, I wanted to bring this address to bear against the activities of the Fulanis with the cows they are bringing down to Biafra land, which they sleep with, and then they deposit their semen into them with their charm and poison in order to kill our people and to defile the Biafra land. Reject this completely, abhor it, boycott it, and do not patronize buying the cow meat anymore. Biafrans, go into animal husbandry. Go into animal husbandry. Rear up a hebo. Rear up sheep, goat, chicken, hen, fish pond, and all in order to present meat on your tables. Do this for our posterity. Do it for our good health and long existence. Once again, I thank every one of you for listening. I shall be standing by in case anybody has any question. I'll be too willing to answer such a question. Thank you, and God bless you. Dr. Leo and Emena, I am standing by in case I have any question.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Dr. Nwokolo. And of course, our people, you are by this being invited to make your call, ask your question with respect to this discussion. Of course, so many responded on the Facebook, and they're telling me that some Biafrans long time stopped engaging or doing business with the Fulani cows. That's what one or two of them said on the Facebook. How true is this? You need to call us on +1 786 352 8757. Yes, +1 786 352 8757. And the alternate number is +44 2921 286541. Yes, +44 2921 286541. Don't forget, you can reach us on our Skype, but make sure it's the one that says Radio Biafra International with the logo RBI, saying on air. RBI on air. That logo on air is red, and so once you get to that Skype spot, yes, a touch will do. Touch will do. Just call us and we'll take your call, bring you to channel to ask your question, or even give some kind of support information to the discussion going on. And we can equally receive you on our WhatsApp. Yes, our WhatsApp +1 868 277 8327. Yes, +1 868 277 8327. Once you call us on any of these, we will take your call very quickly, bring you to channel to ask Dr. Nwokolo question, or indeed make your own contribution based on this discussion or the news item. You will be welcome. Of course, Dr. Nwokolo, let me start this way. Right now, I do not know if the way these Fulani people are rearing their own cow, I don't know if by any, comparing with other people in other countries. I mean, I'm looking at it from the comparative angle. Let's take this call. 9707. Your name and where you're calling from?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
Yeah, and your name is
TV.
Chidi. Okay, Chidi from Port Harcourt. That's Iguata. Chidi, go ahead and give us your question very quickly. You're the first caller on today's.
The problem is that our Biafra brothers are into cow business. So how they manage to boycott this Fulani herdsmen, taking cows? That's the question.
Oh well, Chidi, if I ask you back, we are saying that this cow business is poisonous. Are you saying because they are into business, we should keep on eating poison?
I'm not asking how they manage without the cow business.
Yeah, they have option to diversify and go into Igbo or what they call it, Igbo cow. Are you getting the point? Not the Fulani cow. That is the same business. You still continue with your business. Yeah, thank you very much. Well, that was from Chidi in Iguata. Chidi, thank you very much. Chidi is the very first caller on today's program. We got another caller from the WhatsApp. Unfortunately, it was when Chidi actually was online, and we couldn't pick that call from WhatsApp. We could not pick that call from WhatsApp. And so we want to say to the caller from WhatsApp, yes, he died. Okay. You can call us again. Caller from WhatsApp, you can call us again. We will take your call. And yes, you can still reach us. We are still live. Like I was saying, Dr. Mokoro, I want to find out from, maybe you have the answer. If indeed, are there anywhere in the whole world cattle is still being raised or reared the way the Fulani people are, pushing this thing from west to east to west or north to south, palambrating these cows from one position to the other, notwithstanding exposure to, diseases and all manner of things. And again, using the cow as, toy, for for their own enjoyment. I don't know if there are any other place in the world where this is being done. Maybe the developed world. Do you have any idea, sir?
I don't think there's any other place in the whole world that they are still carrying out with the primitive way of rearing cows as the Fulanis are doing in Nigeria. Now the whole world have reverted to, ranching, having the animals in one particular place, and they grow their feed, the grass, and they tie those grass. Those grass can be tied year round, and they buy it from those that grow it, and then they, throw it to the cows, and where they are eating of this grass, and the ranchers, clean up their ranch and make sure it's a clean environment for the animal and for themselves. That's an advanced, way of rearing cows, and not moving cows across the roads and the cities and the schools and the government offices and the rest of them, as we find in Nigeria. That is even a crude way of raising animals. As a matter of fact, law breaking of the law in the name that they are cow rearers. How can you cause your animals to come within the court premises, school premises, and marketplaces, and causing some, uproar and confusion as people begin to run helter-skelter for their dear life. It's only in Nigeria we find, even in most of the African nations, they are not doing ranching. We can think of Ghana, we can think of Kenya, we can think of South Africa. They're all into ranching. But Nigeria, that continue to claim is the giant nation of Africa, is still into a primitive method of cow rearing. I hope I've answered your questions.
Yes, sir. And, there's this question raised by Chidi from Uganda. Chidi was actually trying to find out, given the fact that some of our people, our own people, are involved in the, the should I say, distribution chain or the business link of this Hausa cow meat, is asking what could be done about them. What should be their portion? What should be, their own, possibly change in their own alignment in terms of business. So I tried to answer him, but I don't know if you have some other thing to chip in with respect to that question.
Yeah, what you answered was right. The first thing we have to, as Biafrans, to establish among our Biafrans that are into the business of Fulani cow, maybe rearing or butchering and selling, we have to establish the source of the cows that they are rearing. And we have to also subject them to veterinary investigation to make sure that the animals are healthy and do not have all of those nonsenses that the Fulani deposit into them in order to get our people to be charmed and to be killed and to suffer. And so there has to be some veterinary investigation on these animals and making sure that they are clean. And we have to also bring those Biafrans that are involved into this to an undertaking that they are not in connivance by any means or way with their Fulanis to undo our people. Such should be a very strict measures that has to be put in place so that what meat they end up in bringing to the market for people to buy is healthy and not poisonous. And anything short of that would not be accepted by us. And that's it. That's my answer to that.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nwokolo. Speaking on the issue of cow and, the Fulani cow meat, you've got to be very, very, very careful when it comes to that, because today it has been alleged sometimes they infect these cows with all manner of diseases, particularly the one they call tuberculosis. And get one thing, whether you like it or not, once you get infected, I don't know how to describe it for you. You got to pay money if you survive it. And the pains that comes with such sickness, I think it pays for you to act proactively. Avoid these things. Don't go the line of, let's be doing it. We've been doing it for years. No, it's not going to add up at all. You need to, of course, be disciplined. You need to understand exactly the position of things. These days are not the same with those days. And so you really have to come good and make use of all the information, all the data within your disposal. It's no longer business as usual. And so you have to sit up. You need to do the needful in order to stay alive and to stay healthy. And so we thank Dr. Nwokolo for his timely intervention to express this concern, the way it will help our people to, of course, adjust their lifestyle to help them in this particular situation we found ourselves in. So there's need for people to ask questions. Where is this meat coming from? Is it a cow meat? Is it a Fulani cow meat? If it is, please, for your own safety, for your own health, do not consume until it is certified by a veterinary professional who is, of course, designated to do so. And so we will still say to you, call us right away and we will take your call. Maybe you have something to add. Maybe you are in doubt of what is being discussed, because I have encountered people who said to me they will still eat cow from the Fulani. You know how our people behave. And I said to the person, you go ahead and eat, but don't ever you advise any other person to eat. You could go and eat it alone. When the time comes, you will give your own account. Because what we do is to ensure that people get the correct information with respect to anything that will help their life and, in fact, liberate our people from all these different forms of slavery, from government and from the Fulani people. Don't forget, the Fulanis are not up to 10% of the population, but they are holding us hostage in different ways and different means they are using to get us down. I do not know what is causing all these problems. They are into so many things, from the tomatoes and so many things they bring down to the east for people to eat, to this cow. So you got to be very careful in so many of these things, but particularly cow meat is what we are discussing today. And so we are saying to you, you need to be very, very, very meticulous with what you put in your mouth. And in this case, cow meat. And so you call us on +1 786 352 8757, and we will take your call. Don't forget, you can as well reach us on +44 2921 286541, and on any of these numbers we are reachable. You can as well call us on your Skype. Yes, try to locate Radio Biafra International. Yes, and the one with the logo RBI on air. Once you call us on it, we will take your call. Our own WhatsApp is equally working, +1 868 277 8327. You call us, we take your call, bring you to this channel for you to make your own contribution. Of course, you're entitled to it. It's your own call, and so make it known and let it count. We are very grateful. Let's take this interlude. When we come back, I said when we come back, we will still entertain your calls. Maybe if you call us while the interlude is going on, we will definitely take your call, bring you to this channel. Thank you and God bless you.
You wanna go even Aya to pay money. A guy for a good of a DJ for the comport. Yata Pension. Prophet Daniel, Elijah, give you one Dami Yapo. I won't come in Gangatawo. Hey, have a good rock on one more. They gave you over anywhere. Ayatapon.